What's the inspiration for these paintings?
This is a series of work that I have done that is based on Middle East images of the Middle East. Sort of structurally, I am interested in palimpsestic layering, the type of layering that happens in cities, continuously lived in cities of areas like in the Near East, where a city like Cairo that's been built over, and you see the layers of different civilizations that's grown over. So I paint like that. Conceptually, for me, I sort of layer images on top of each other in a way that mimics that type of building up of cultures and the interactions and collisions of different cultures and peoples over time.
Right. And where were you raised?
I moved around a lot. I was raised partly in Minnesota, partly in Egypt, partly in California. So I had a nomadic childhood, you might say.
And where did you get the visual inspiration for these images?
These images are, some of them are photographs that I've taken myself, but many of them are source images. The source images come from different photographs that I come across, image boards, news websites, news photos, and anything that I find in my research or reading generally that I think is visually striking, that I recombine and then use in a different way.
And what do you call this one with the black hats?
This painting is called Hitbo de Dut, which is based on a number of Kabbalistic Jewish mystical ideas. So the image of the figures in the image are a certain Jewish group following Rabbi Nachman that believe in veiling of the face to avoid visually encountering things that they consider to be sinful when they're outside of their safe, their own Jewish communities. So for me, it was an interesting other side of the veiling issue. And there's a lot of controversy about veiling in different ways, generally involving women in the Middle East, and I think it's interesting to look at the other cultural and anthropological registers of the veil and the meanings that are attached to it.
But do you think, are they veiling themselves because they're encountering Muslims?
I don't think it's Muslims in particular, but I think it's anything that they consider to be not kosher. So, and they have a relatively strict sort of religious code of what is proper and to encounter. So it's a personal, it's protection of themselves.
Are you doing it in a way that you think you're honoring them?
I don't think it's necessarily a celebration, but it's not dishonoring them. It's a visual. I think something that's unique to painting is that you can present things with a limited commentary. You can present visual images and sort of visual information with that. I mean, it's editorial and it's subjective, but it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to take a position. It's something that doesn't have to have a platform, so to speak, politically.
And this picture, is that Arafat you have in the background?
Yeah, this is Yasser Arafat.
And who's in the foreground?
They're both. There is a double image of Yasser Arafat. So we have a larger portrait of his face and an older Yasser Arafat too, and a younger version of himself here with his gun. And the painting, it's actually painted on a Palestinian headscarf. So, materially, it is also, dealing with the images of Palestinian identity, nationhood, statehood, and how that is represented and sort of recreated in visual form.
Okay.